I am Dory, and welcome to Wraps. I am so excited to have you here. I hope that you will do all the things, subscribe and everything. But we are going to try something new. We're going to well, it's not new, right? Like, because I remember doing these as a kid. Do you remember doing Shrinky Dinks? Oh my goodness. You can order Shrinky Dink papers. This is from, I got it. If you want a link, just message me shrink paper or Shrinky Dinks. And it's 7.9 by 5.7 inches. So that is the size. And just Googled it because it says to design it, tailor it, use your scissors, cut it out to your pattern, fill the pattern with your favorite color, and then heat shrink it. Do not use the microwave oven. After 2 minutes of heating, you can get finished product. In the finished product, if you do not have an oven, you can use a hot air gun instead. Place the heat shrink sheets inside the container. Use the hot gun to blow it. I guess I should have brought maybe a pan in here. I brought something to put it on top of, and I was thinking, see if I can light a fire, right? I don't know if we have any pans in here, so we're just gonna play it by ear. But I wasn't sure if you should go on the matte side or if you should go on the shiny side. And I said you could do either. If you want it brighter, go on the shiny side, and if it turns out more dull on the dull side. So and so that's what we're gonna do. Anyway, I'm gonna combine this with this month's club project. If you saw the other night, I did this cute little notebook. This is the club project for January, and then I did the first page, little kind of like junk journal style. There you go. Isn't that the cutest? So I want to make a little thing to hang off, a little dangly thing to go off the side of it that will match it. So every month our club, I think it's $24.95 if you're in the US. It's a little bit more for Canada, and you get a B-size transfer. You get basically everything you need to complete a project. So go back if you didn't see me make that and want to know how I made it. Go back to last Monday's video and rewatch it. That's the joy of being on YouTube, is that you can go back and watch it. So that's kind of nice. But anyway, there's these cut signs. I use this one and this one. This was the first page. It's kind of like just different decorations that are more Victorian style. And then the composition book cover was this. So I was thinking about using some of these to make a little tchotchke to hang on it. So first thing, I actually really like the scissors. Is that weird? This is kind of a draw pad, so you could draw on it. I don't want to go through the whole thing and do every page, but I think it's adorable. I'm glad it doesn't have lines this time. Because a lot of the journals, I think the journals, I guess I've never paid attention. I think the journals we've done in the past that Chalk Couture has carried actually do not. They have lines. So this one, maybe not. I don't know. It's been so long since I've looked at one. I guess I could look at one. I've got one right over here. I'm going to cut this off. It says dated 1949. Thing is, if you don't use these cut lines to cut, they do, like, when you chalk, it will go in there. So I'm going to stick, I might do a couple. We'll see how we'll see. I think they're going to shrink down a lot. That's what I think. So I'm afraid to use anything too small. I don't think I want the writings. I think I'm going to try the light bulb for now. And we are going to use our ink. Instead of the paste, you get, when you in the kit, you'll get this exclusive one for this month, plus the notebook, plus you will get 2 paste packets to complete the project, a cadet and a colonial blue. So I did the front of this with one of those pastes, so you can see that. And to match it, I've got cadet out. Basically the color I use is called Home. It was color of the month, but very close to cadet. So we're going to use cadet to make our little Shrinky Dink. It is chilly here in Idaho. Chilly, chilly, chilly. So the first thing I'm going to do, this is a brand new transfer. Whenever you use a new transfer, especially on something really sticky, you want to go ahead and use what am I trying to say? You want to make sure that you fuzz it. That's what I'm trying to say. Lost my train of thought. I actually think, well, I'm tempted. I think after I paste this, I'm tempted to just cut around because there's a nice kind of square look to it. And maybe we'll go down a little bit because we're also going to punch a hole so that I can put it on there. So remind me to punch a hole. I'm getting warm. I've been freezing all day long, so I've been I've been wearing my coat all day. It's just chilly. It was snowing when I woke up. It's been on and off, kind of drizzling out there. Let's do this. I don't know. Maybe we'll do the flowers or something different. See how that turns out. Those flowers. And I'll try to avoid the little words on the bottom because I think it won't be anything we need. Can you even read it? Figure 6, flowering, botanical. Oh, it says something. Maybe we'll do it after all. Maybe not. And we're going to use our non-toxic ink for this. I'm going to do it sideways, and we're just going to do, it won't hit all of the words. We'll do the top portion. So I love our ink. You can use it on fabric. You can use it on glass. You can use it on whatever. So we're going to use a mini squeegee, which you get when you first get the club project. So if you have never gotten club before, I do have the link down below. If you have questions, please feel free. I have my text number there. Feel free to text me and ask questions. Keep it to crafting, please. Don't be rude and don't try to sell me anything. Thank you. So this is my little crafting business. So anyway, a little visit with my son today. And I'm just going to keep these kind of simple by just doing the ink in Cadet here, all the same. Kind of got below that. Put anything that you don't use back into the jar, shut the jar up, and you'll be good to go for the next project. So we're just gonna, I don't know where my little things went. Always be careful with ink, because if you get on your clothes, it will stain and it will be permanent. So hello. Glad you are here. Please, like I said, this is my crafting channel, little DIY channel. I appreciate any questions. I'm happy to answer. Hellos, all the things. Just keep it clean and appropriate. All right, so we're going to peel to reveal, and oh my goodness, that is really beautiful. And then this is washable, so I can use this up to a dozen times. Can you imagine, like, all the things? All the things you can make. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Let me show you sideways. I just kind of fit it on there because that's what fit. I think all the ones I've seen so far, I'm just cutting around this, not actually cutting the transfer. I just like the shape of this, and it's nice and centered, so I'm just going to go with it. And then we will peel to reveal. Make sure I don't have ink on my fingers when we peel. We don't want to make a mess. All right. That got a little bit smeary. That one did not turn out as clean, but it's still very cute. So I'm gonna, it's so slippery, you probably could just wash it off. Once we heat set this though, it is going to be permanent. So I'm gonna take my little wipe here and get this off because I had a little section up there. And then, the process of shrinking them, I think, is going, oops, I want to cut this off too, because I'll save this other piece for another project. I'm thinking keychains. I'm thinking, just about anything. Little purse dangle or tote, I forgot what you call those, tote things. But these are still wet, so I'm kind of being cautious. This one I'm going to try to clean up some of that smear a little bit. Let me show you that. And you see there's like just a teeny bit of smear, and because this is a slippery surface, all I have to do is take my tool and kind of just scratch it off and it will come off. And you can use this on ceramics and glass as well. You just have to pop it in the oven to bake it and it will clean up. This is kind of meant to be like looking old-ish, Victorian-ish. So we don't have to necessarily clean it up spotless because it's sort of meant to be looking old, but I don't know. I want it to look clean a little bit. That is going to be a real smear. We saved it. Okay, so it is still a little wet, so I'm just going to kind of set that aside there. Make sure I don't get my arm into it. And before we do this, we need to, I think, I'm looking for something metal to put this on. Or in. I have some cutting boards. I think maybe that'll be the next best thing. But I also brought, the last time I used my heat gun on this thing, or not the last time, but one of the times, I've learned a lot. Let's just say that. I'm gonna set these on this cutting board. And I'm sort of hoping that by setting, maybe I'll just set it on here. I've got a wire rack to get it off, kind of protect my surface. We don't want to light any fires. We don't want it to be, I'm gonna do this so I have like protection. Definitely don't want to use the Shrinky Dinks as our base. All right, set that aside. And then we also want to punch holes, so we're gonna do that. I've got our little punch. You can clearly see my carpal tunnel. If you have arthritis or carpal tunnel, you can relate to this not being able to do. So I just punched a hole in that. Like I said, I did the, let's start our paper on fire. And then this one, I think we want to cut in closer. I did it nice and square, but I want it to be a little more, maybe just, this is when I think I should really round corners. I should have my corner rounder, the scrapbooking stuff. Hello, hello. Glad you're here. All right. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but I think it'll do. I think once we shrink it up, you're not going to notice. We'll see if this shuts got a little heater in here, so it's nice and cozy. And then once I get this going, I think it's going to be even more cozy. So I'm going to put a hole, because I don't know. I think I'll put this on here. I don't know how big or small. I think it's going to be fairly small. So I want to put the hole in there before we start, because we don't want to get it done. You won't be able to do it once it starts to shrink. And then the other thing, I'm gonna get rid of the jacket. Here we go. This might be a fail. Now, I think it goes a little bit better with in the oven, because you just lay it on the tray and it evenly heats and gets it taken care of that way. So, you know, just an FYI, put it on a cookie sheet. That probably would go better. But we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. Maybe under my, I'm gonna do another layer. I'm always afraid of warping this, because I did warp one of these mats. It wasn't pretty. Okay, and I've got my little tool here to help me, because I know it's gonna curl up. So let's see how it goes. Let's see if we can get you down here a little bit better. Oops, that is falling. Ooh, I can see it happening fast. Ooh, ooh, no! It already went. Oh no! Oh no! Go! Oh! That happened so fast! Holy cow! Did you see how fast that went? I don't know if I can get it. Oh, it's kind of rubbery, but it went back on itself. Come on, little mister. Oh my goodness. It's like surgery. I might have been overly cautious. I might have been overly cautious, you guys. I guess better to be cautious than not. All right. Oh no. Ooh, hot. You can tell that it says that was only on 1 on the heat gun. Or maybe it was 2. I really need this in my left hand. I think, like I said, I do know that this would work out a lot better if you could. So that first little curl definitely curled it over and made it a little more permanent. There's a little bit of a, I think, a learning curve here. Oops, that's still on. Stop. I think I'm going to try to switch hands here a little bit. See if I can't guide it along. Trying to just flatten it out. And this will be permanent because it's also heat setting. So kind of stretched it out and got it, covered my hole, but you can see it. So we'll see if we can get a string in it. It might just, might just be what it is today. I'm gonna set that aside. So that one's a little bit crooked. That one did not turn out how I expected it, but let's see if we can, no. I think it's better if you don't touch it. If you don't stop heating it. I started heating it and then stopped. That worked perfectly. So we had a little bit of a learning curve. Unfortunately, I started with the one I really liked, but look at that. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? I think I burned my cutting board while I did it. Definitely need something metal. Oh, watch that. I'm kind of excited about that. That's pretty cool. I'm going to unplug this because I don't want it to accidentally come on because it is hot. All right. I'm pretty excited about that. So this one ended up, that little light bulb, oh my gosh, look at how little they are, compared to my hand. They're so tiny. So this one ended up basically without a hole in it because I wonder if it's really tough. But this one, look at how beautiful that is. Isn't that fun? See, I'm thinking the Snoopy stuff is going to be amazing. So I'm glad I made 2 because at least I have something to put on to my little decor. Because this one, yeah, that burned I might have to use my cutting board got burnt. That is so cute. Look at that. I'm so excited about that. All right, so I'm just going to put a little piece of string through this and tie it on. You could use a piece of ribbon, you could use twine, you could use whatever you want. I just kind of grabbed something that I knew matched. Look, I had baker's twine in the blue and white, just like all of this. And we'll put this on here, string it on here. I actually think I could like take just like a little, we're gonna just tie that on there. You could take a little, you could either drill a hole in it, I think, the little one that kind of lost it. I'm not gonna use a ton of string here. Maybe I'll tie it in a bow. That happened so quickly. I was not expecting that. What a fun little thing. I mean, and it would go a lot quicker and easier in the oven. So, like I said, they flatten out. So next time, note to self, the way to get it to go better is to, I'm gonna make this just a knot. Is to just keep the heat on it, even though it seems like it's going back on itself and curling up the wrong way. You want to just keep going until, because it'll flatten itself out if you just keep on heating. Isn't that cute? Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about that. So cute. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you all are having a blessed week. I will be live on Saturday on Facebook on my Prairie Scraps Facebook page and business page, because we're doing an event. So I hope you will enjoy, come and join me. That's at 1 o'clock on 1 p.m. Pacific time. So you'll have to adjust if you're in a different place. I appreciate that. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification below so that you can be notified when things come along. And like I said, this was fun. This was like, you know, isn't that cute? I'm so excited about it. Little keychains. I can see all kinds of things. And I think the peanuts would be amazing. Like we have some peanuts Valentines out to make little, you know, trinkets or, what do they call those when they backpack hangers? I don't know. That you put on the backpack. But this one, you know, maybe not so good, but it's pretty cute. If we could figure out how to cut that off, maybe a pliers, or my husband, you know, maybe even like, I don't know if it would come off with some sanding. I don't know. It's not such a big deal. I could try it again. It does feel a little tacky though. I have to say, it still feels a little wet, but isn't that the cutest? But I think if you could like nip off a little bit the part that kind of looks burnt, I think this would look really cute. You could probably just hot glue it onto something, or drill another hole in it. I wonder if a pliers would cut it. I don't know. I don't think so. Oh, it did. It just kind of nipped it off. I think if you had one of those like fence cutter type of things, it would really work good. This is my test, so it's okay. Maybe I'll just go kind of like a tag. That works. I'm using the part where you would cut wire with. And that's taking it off. So now all I would have to do is figure out how to put a hole on it if I wanted to use that. So not too bad, not too bad. All right, thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you have a very blessed week and keep on crafting.